Good day and welcome. You're watching St. Martin News Desk, where we bring you the latest and most important stories around the island and beyond. With your anchor crew, Alston Lawrence, Glenda York, Tiziana Hart, and Mizzy with the Sunshine Report. This broadcast is brought to you by TV15 and proudly produced by Great Bay Media Studios in Phillipsburg, St. Martin. And now, let's jump straight into today's top headlines.
Budget debate exposes ambitious agenda. Government's 2026 budget responses have outlined an ambitious reform agenda, but also exposed major questions about its ability to deliver. Economic Affairs Minister the Honorable Kadesha Henry says tourism policy is shifting from visitor volume toward measurable economic value. She reported that a roughly $170,000 Expedia campaign generated more than $38 million in tracked bookings. TEAT is also pursuing transportation reform, new revenue streams, vending policies, and several regulatory authorities. Cannabis remains the most controversial file. Heilige Martin says the proposed legislation is still being developed and is not government's top priority simply because it appeared first on a presentation. She acknowledged concerns about health, youth protection, enforcement, and readiness, while stressing that native nations cannot make St. Martin's laws. However, government has not disclosed its possible financial obligations if Parliament rejects the legislation. Meanwhile, Prime Minister the Honorable Dr. Luke Mercelina revealed that General Affairs has approximately 255 employees, nearly 200 fewer than its estimated organizational requirement. He says the shortage affects legislation, recruitment, digital services, and policy execution. On GEBE, audits through 2023 are complete while the 2024 audit is nearing completion. BTP is now reviewing GBE's fuel cost and tariff calculations. Government has capped its generator contribution at $42 million, but final ownership, financing, and repayment arrangements remain unresolved. Together, the updates leave one central question: can government convert its growing list of policies into measurable results? Finance Minister outlines possible tax relief as government faces $12.8 million in unpaid bills. Finance Minister the Honorable Marinka Gums has outlined possible cost of living relief while acknowledging serious gaps in government's finances and reporting. During the 2026 budget debate, Gums revealed that approximately 12.8 million Caribbean guilders in unpaid vendor bills are registered in government's financial system. However, she cautioned that actual total may be higher because not all invoices are centrally recorded. Government reported a first quarter surplus of approximately 39 million guilders, but Gums explained that a surplus does not mean the money is freely available. Salaries, subsidies, operational costs, and loan repayments continue to place pressure on cash flow. Finance is now moving toward mandatory purchase orders and centralized invoice registration, under the principle, no purchase order, no pay. Meanwhile, Gums confirmed that government is considering cutting the gasoline import duty from 29 cents to 14.5 cents per liter. The measure still requires cabinet approval. Government is also targeting January 2027 for its visitor tax and developing tax relief for AOV pensioners. However, several reforms still require legislation, improved data, and modernization of the tax administration. Cold Bay drainage tender deadline extended. JNIS and Court of Guardianship call for parenting without violence. Judicial and institutional services and the Court of Guardianship are urging parents and caregivers to discipline children without violence. The appeal follows public discussion surrounding a court case in which a minor reportedly suffered repeated beatings and serious injuries over an extended period. The institutions stress that hitting, slapping, or using belts, sticks, and other objects is not discipline, it is abuse. They warn that physical punishment can cause lasting emotional harm, damage trust, and teach children that violence is an acceptable response to conflict. Parents are instead encouraged to establish clear rules, use consistent consequences, recognize positive behavior, and pause before responding when angry. Support is available through the Positive Parenting Support Program, which provides practical guidance on managing behavior, improving communication, and setting boundaries without violence. Suspected child abuse can be reported to the Court of Guardianship at 542-4110 or by emailing report2cog@stmartingov.org. Authorities say protecting children is a shared responsibility and every child deserves a home free from fear, humiliation, and violence.
Hello, my people. My name is Glenda York of Sit, Sip, and Chat and Moms in Paradise podcast. You can find us on TV15 St. Martin, TVC St. Kitts, and on YouTube. Reporting from Great Bay Media Studios in St. Martin, your NEWSDESK featured story is coming up. But first, here is Mizzy with the Sunshine Report.
Hey there, it's Mizzy with the Sunshine Report, straight out of Sunshine City, St. Martin, bringing you all the warmth and the sunshine you need to kickstart your day. So let's dive into today's forecast and see how the skies are treating us.
Youth, your voice matters. If you're between 13 and 24, this is your chance to shape the future.
Take the Department of Youth's quick 5 to 7 minute survey and share what matters most to you. Your feedback will help guide programs and policies that make a real difference.
Scan the QR code and take the survey today. Your voice, our future. Together for St. Martin.
To every woman touched could talk to your family, talk to your friends. Affordability and convenience. Community connection, that makes sense. Reliability with experience. Hey, for every life, every adventure. Number one provider, they got ya. We tell them your data is always on. You can opt out whenever you want. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to roll. Control my data, yeah, yeah, yeah. Always connected every time, everywhere. Money low, but I never fair. I know, tell them is there. Connectivity, that's what I like. Flexibility, that's what I like. Reliability, that's what I like. Tell them, sign me up for life. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Come tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to go. Come tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to road.
Welcome to the BTP Cybercrime Awareness video. What is cybercrime? Cybercrime is any illegal activity that uses computers, smartphones, or the internet to harm people, steal information, or cause damage. Now, how to protect yourself. First, use strong passwords. Also, keep your devices and antivirus software updated. Enable two-factor authentication. Research before sending money. Use trusted platforms. Log out of accounts on shared/public devices. Scan the QR code for more tips. Stay alert. Stay secure.
Princess Juliana International Airport supports students through Back to School initiative. Princess Juliana International Airport has partnered with the RISE Foundation, Winair and Versant accountants and consultants to provide students with school supplies for the new academic year. Through its corporate social responsibility program, PJIA contributed 300 new pencil cases to the RISE Foundation's Back to School project. Winair and Versant sponsored an additional 50 pencil cases filled with school supplies. Versant coordinated the selection and transportation of the supplies, while Winair provided sponsorship and recognition of the airline's 65th anniversary. Distribution began as students across St. Martin returned to the classroom. The airport's Chief Executive Officer, Michael Cleaver, said even something as simple as beginning the school year with new supplies can provide children with greater excitement and confidence. The airport says supporting young people remains central to its community outreach and that it will continue developing partnerships that create a positive and lasting impact across St. Martin. Windward Islands Bank to host community walk-a-thon. The Windward Islands Bank is inviting the public to participate in its Walking into the Future Building Progress walk-a-thon on Sunday, August 30th. The community event begins at the WIB Bush Road Digital Branch with a warm-up session at 5:30 in the morning and the walk starting promptly at 6. The route will take participants through several areas including Cul-de-sac, Cahill, Bel Air, Little Bay, Front Street, the Boardwalk, Pawn Island and Bush Road before returning to the starting point. Transportation assistance will be available for anyone unable to complete the full route, with a bus station at WIB's Pontville branch. Participants are encouraged to wear white, represent unity, positivity, and a fresh start. Advance registration is required through the online form provided by WIB, and the bank says the walk promotes health, wellness, and community togetherness and encourages residents of all ages to participate with their relatives and friends. Library celebrates Kadesha Henry as she pursues further studies. The St. Martin Library is celebrating Kadesha Henry as she concludes 4.5 months of work experience and prepares to continue her studies. During her placement, Henry assisted patrons at the circulation desk, prepared library materials, and supported several projects and public activities. She said the experience helped her grow in confidence while strengthening her communication, creativity, and professional skills. Henry also expressed gratitude to the people who made her time at the library meaningful. The library says Kadesha's journey highlights the importance of education, practical experience, and lifelong learning. As part of its back-to-school message, the institution is encouraging students across St. Martin to embrace every opportunity to learn, develop new skills, and prepare for their futures. The St. Martin Library wishes Henry success as she begins this next chapter of her educational journey and continues pursuing her personal and professional goals.
Hey there, I'm Venicia Herbert, and welcome to the Community Billboard. This is your space where the people, places, and heartbeat of the St. Martin community get to speak for themselves. Whether it's an event worth showing up for, a business worth knowing about, or a cause worth caring about, you'll hear it right here. So, settle in, because what's coming up next just might be exactly what you've been looking for. Welcome to the NEWSDESK Community Billboard.
Heavy sweating, weakness, dizziness, headache, nausea, a fast heartbeat may be signs of heat exhaustion. Move the person to a cool or shaded area, loosen clothing, and help them cool down. Confusion, fainting, seizures, or very hot skin may signal heat stroke. Call emergency services immediately. Know the warning signs and act quickly. A message from Collective Prevention Services within the Ministry of Public Health, Social Development, and Labor.
To be part of our mailing list, send an email to newsdesksxm@gmail.com.
Youth, your voice matters. If you're between 13 and 24, this is your chance to shape the future.
Take the Department of Youth's quick 5 to 7 minute survey and share what matters most to you. Your feedback will help guide programs and policies that make a real difference.
Scan the QR code and take the survey today. Your voice, our future. Together for St. Martin.
Let's put everything on the table. People always give their opinion, and you can either take it or crunch it. Let them judge. We give in to the most irresistible flavor. We devour every nugget that falls in our hands, especially when it's our crunchy fried chicken. And let the crumbs fly if needed. Let them keep judging. We'll keep indulging. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
You could talk to your family, talk to your friends. Affordability and convenience. Community connection, that makes sense. Reliability with experience. Hey, for every love, every adventure. Number one provider, they got ya. We tell them your data is always on. You can opt out whenever you want. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to roll. Control my data, yeah, yeah, yeah. Always disconnected every time, everywhere. Money low, but I never fair. I know, tell them it's there. Connectivity, that's what I like. Flexibility, that's what I like. Reliability, that's what I like. Tell them, sign me up for life. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Come tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to go. Come tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to run.
Welcome to the BTP Cybercrime Awareness video. What is cybercrime? Cybercrime is any illegal activity that uses computers, smartphones, or the internet to harm people, steal information, or cause damage. Now, how to protect yourself. First, use strong passwords. Also, keep your devices and antivirus software updated. Enable two-factor authentication. Research before sending money. Use trusted platforms. Log out of accounts on shared/public devices. Scan the QR code for more tips. Stay alert. Stay secure.
Before we wrap up, we take a moment each day to check in with our neighbors across the region. There's always a story worth paying attention to. Here's today's regional headline.
In our regional report, Dominica advances voter registration and Kadesha Water project. Dominica is reporting progress on two major national initiatives involving elections and water infrastructure. The Electoral Commission says 20,455 people have been approved through the voter confirmation process, while 1,728 new voter registrations have also been approved. Voter identification cards are already being distributed in Roseau Central, Roseau North, and the Roseau Valley. The confirmation and registration deadline is October 14th. Residents collecting their cards must present valid identification. Anyone collecting for another person must also provide an authorization letter and a 25-cent stamp. Meanwhile, DOWASCO says the new Kadesha water supply system should become operational by the end of October. The project forms part of a $36.3 million Eastern Caribbean dollar investment covering Kadesha, Grand Fond, Morne-Jean, Rivière, Sirique, and the West Coast. Remaining construction is expected to finish in October, with roads and other affected areas fully restored by December 31st. A regional shout out to Dominica, advancing both democratic participation and essential infrastructure.
Welcome back. Each day we take a moment to go beyond the headlines and look deeper into the issues, people, and conversations shaping life here on St. Martin. Welcome to today's NEWSDESK feature.
Two members of parliament, at least two members of parliament, are pressing government on the same basic question. What does a positive financial picture mean if businesses, civil servants, and ordinary residents are still waiting for results? MP Egbert Duran focused on government's reported first quarter positive result of roughly 39 million guilders. But finance has also confirmed that approximately 12.8 million guilders in outstanding vendor payments are currently registered in the central financial system. The minister explained that a budget surplus does not mean the same amount is sitting available in government's bank account because salaries, subsidies, loans, vendors, and operating expenses still have to be paid. Some outstanding invoices also cannot be processed immediately because required procedures were not followed, including missing purchase orders, contracts, or proper authorization. Government is therefore moving toward a stricter no purchase order, no pay system. Duran's concern is whether businesses should suffer because government officials fail to follow government's own procedures. His position is that if a properly identified government official requests goods or services and a business delivers them in good faith, government should not simply shift the consequences of its internal failures onto the vendor afterward. That concern connects directly with questions raised by MP Darrell York. York says that going into the government's third year, the standard can no longer be what it plans to do. It has to be what was actually delivered. He pointed specifically to TALEM, which government itself has identified as a fiscal risk. York says Parliament has been waiting roughly 6 weeks for information concerning TALEM's governance, restructuring, finances, outsourcing, and strategy. Finance has now confirmed that the information has still not been provided by TALEM management despite repeated reminders. Its turnaround plan also remains unfinished. York says the same execution problem appears elsewhere. He pointed to household assistance that was previously announced for December, saying December came and went without the proposed or promised subsidy reaching residents. He also questioned how government measures the workload at departments like Treasury when it does not even keep statistics on unanswered correspondence. His point is simple. Government cannot fix what it does not measure. York is now asking for a consolidated delivery report showing item by item what government promised, what it completed, what remains outstanding, and what the public actually received. Taken together, both MPs are raising a wider issue about accountability. A surplus is important, reforms are important, new systems are important, but residents measure government differently. Was the vendor paid? Did the assistance arrive? Did the department respond? Did the company improve? Did the promised policy actually change anything? For Duran, a positive financial result should also mean government honors legitimate obligations. For York, entering year 3 means the public should be seeing more than recruitment plans, studies, and intentions. And that may be the real test now facing government. Not simply whether the numbers look better on paper, but whether the people can actually feel the difference.
That's all the time we have for today's edition of St. Martin News Desk. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember, new episodes premiere every weekday at 8 a.m. on TV 15 and across all our social media platforms. From all of us here at News Desk, we wish you a fantastic week ahead. Until next time, stay friendly, St. Martin.